Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another Game Over Cancer. I am Malcreos. I will be your host this evening. But I will not take up too much of your time. We're all here for some speed runs, and so we'll speed run right to the first one. We're having a current patch glitched Death's Door run by Ahmad. Take it away.
Thank you. So yeah, we're going to start off this marathon with Death's Door run, and let's get right into it. So the timer starts in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so Death's Door is a game, a very hard game. So we're gonna play with this crow, cute little crow, which is actually a reaper. Yes, we have taken the role of death, and we are here to collect souls. And this game, or this category rather, is full of tricks. It's so full of tricks that, well, I'm not even going to use the fastest possible route, the current route. That's how fast this is, or full of tricks it is. Either way, so you can see these doors appearing, which goes into this this little office here. And we're going to just quickly go back to menu and back to game, which allows us to teleport straight into the first door. That's the tutorial area, by the way. We can just shoot the door there through the, or rather the switch to the door to open up the fence. And here's the first boss of the game, kind of a tutorial boss. We're just going to use light attacks and heavy attacks. 2 light attacks and then 1 heavy attacks. Heavy attack deals 2 damage and light attack deals only 1 damage. Heavy also deals 3 damage if you let it fully charge. So yeah, the whole idea of this game is to collect souls. You know, just like any Souls games out there, I guess. But it's heavily inspired by, obviously, Souls games as well. Even though we don't have a stamina bar. We have sub-weapons in this game, and we start off with bow and arrow, which comes in handy in many places actually. Even if you want to open up switches or anything like that, you can actually use the bow for those purposes. This old little, well, not so little, but rather big crow just bonked our head and stole our first soul, which we're meant to reap into the office, but now he stole it from us. And in this cemetery, we're just going to unlock this door, and hopefully I'm going to get this little skip there. There we go. So if you just roll and grab the orb at the same time, you will actually skip the dialog box. Here we will destroy 3 enemies to open up this door. Same here. We're basically just going past the first section without much of a trouble. The tricks will happen soon, I swear. Oh, that guy was hiding somewhere. And obviously we're going to use a lot of the save and quit feature in this game, because it always spawns us back to the previously used door. So, the second boss is coming up right away, soon. And to reach that point, we have to actually skip this fence over. And for that purpose, we're going to just lure this bat here. Hopefully he will follow us. Thank you. Come on. And then we will just roll and go over the fence, just like this. A little skip there. Not too hard to make, actually, if you want to play this yourself. Some of the tricks are easy, and some are just ridiculously hard. Anyways, here's the guardian of the door, which is this very menacing looking, whatever that is, a castle. We're gonna start off with 4 arrows, and then same thing, 2 light attacks and then 1 heavy. Basically trying to use the same attack combo on most of the bosses in this entire game. We can skip this laser, which I completely failed, but yeah, you can skip that laser by rolling over it. Could have been a better fight, but that's okay. At least we got the Guardian killed. So now we just have to wait for a bit until the bridge appears and we can move on. This category I'm playing right now has been updated to a whole new level. The game actually got released just last year, so it's still seeing a lot of development when it comes to speedrunning. And the current route I'm using is almost forgotten at this point, but I think it's obviously way more marathon safe since I haven't played this game that long either way. So I'm definitely not going to use the new routes just yet until I'm feeling comfortable with it. The orbs, by the way, are souls, like I mentioned before, and I need souls to... They're currency, just like in Dark Souls games, for example, and I need those to get some upgrades. And we're going to upgrade strength and dexterity for more damage and more speed, basically. And what I just did there, I lit up an arrow and just lit up the torch over there, which is intentional or not intentional, I'm not sure. I don't think you should be here in the first place, at least not yet, but it's a cool little skip. But here's the meat and bone of the entire run, the arcs. Air roll cancellation, so you can actually get over these rivers and platforms doing an air roll cancellation, and this place right here, you should not be here at all. This is a hook spell upgrade room, and hook is one of the latest upgrades or sub-weapons you can get in the game. This boss can be lured down. He just jumps over and kills himself. That's not intentional either. It just happens to be like that. All right, so like I said, that was the hook upgrade. We actually don't have the hook just yet, but the game thinks we have. So that's all we need. So as you can see on the top left corner, we have hook activated, the 4th sub-weapon. So as long as I have that enabled and I don't switch my sub-weapons, I will always have the hook. But since we really do have to change our sub-weapons, we actually need to get the real hook as well at some point. That little trick, by the way, over there was just me glitching through under the ground. Since this game really doesn't have any loading screens, it's all just one big world except the realm, the office. So everything is connected. That's why I was able to just go under the crypt and collect those 2 orbs. Speaking of crypt, we are heading over to the real crypt, which we don't really spend a lot of time in because we're just going to check a couple of tombs and then use a cobweb on the wall and glitch ourselves through the wall, just like I did there with the previous crypt. So just go here, shoot the cobweb a couple of times, and then just glitch through the wall, and we can skip the entire elevator section by doing that. And here we are at the mansion garden, which is a very super pretty little area. In the new route, this is completely skipped. We don't see any of this, so I guess it's good that we see it now. You can fire, light up the hook with these torches here, and light up the torches with it. Why? I don't know. Seems to be a feature in the game. Next up, we're going to collect a couple of more orbs for the next coming upgrades, and a little skip is going to happen very soon. It's called the pothead skip. There's going to be this character with a big pot on his head. That's actually his real head because he's been cursed. So we're going to avoid his dialogue completely and just hopefully get everything here. So we're just going to attempt to go over this. Come on. Uh-huh. We can do it eventually. It's sometimes a bit hard to jump over the pot here. You can do it. Okay, there we go. Now we just follow these hedges over. And then... That's probably not going to work. I'm just going to cancel it. Aw, okay. Have to redo that. That was too far away. It saves quite a bit of time to skip the pothead guy. And that's the reason why I opened the door in the first place, so I can have a backup here as well. Okay, so we go over that, and then we follow this fence. This is one of the biggest RNG factor of this game. There are plenty of others, but this archer over here, we want him to follow us, so hopefully he will take the bait, which currently he really isn't. Okay, there we go. And the reason why we need the archer is because we're going to use him as living stairs. I gotta kill these guys. They're blocking my way. So yeah, this archer is going to help us. I'm just going to push him against the hedges here. Eventually, when he wants to do so. There we go. And we're just going to climb on him and pull on this second lever here. Alright. We're going to do the same thing soon. Because apparently archers are really good ladders in this game, so that's why. Okay, there's the other archer. Just going to ignore everything, go hiding, dodge ourselves into this little corner here. Uh-oh. I don't like my health. I think I just need to take this slightly more carefully now. Because that mage might actually ruin everything. Yeah. Okay, we're fine. Just need to climb on this guy, and there we go. We can get the real me. The weapon that really defines this entire run. The rogue daggers. So, now that we have these, the game becomes fast. Imagine Mega Man games or Mega Man X games where X doesn't have the dash ability, the dash boots. This is basically the same thing right here, even though it works a bit differently. So, now we have the daggers. We can start zooming. And zooming is me maintaining the animation, the attack animation, when I menu. And then our little crow will hopefully move very fast. Every time I do this, it will try to maintain the current attack animation speed. And we are going to collect this orb here. We are on our way, by the way, to get the real hook. Oh, didn't get that. Let's get it either way. It's... Oops. There we go. Doesn't really save that much. Well, it didn't literally save any time at all, since you can just go to the other side. You have to get on the first try. So these treasure chests are called avarice fights. And the reason why I fell down there in the first place is to get myself to 3 HP. Because we actually entered this treasure chest from the wrong location. You should be going back from the treasure chest and not into the treasure chest. So, the reason... in that very reason, when you think about it, we're going to kill ourselves here. And instead of doing retry, we're going to do leave. And that will lead us basically to the one of the last places in the entire game. The Lockstone Castle. And the reason we do this is because obviously this place is accessible to us right now, as long as we open the door. And then we can actually go and acquire the real hook after that. Okay, gotta speak with this girl, otherwise it's a soft lock if you don't. Okay, so the gate is open, or the door. And let's do the same thing over again. And except this time we're just going to fight the average instead of leaving it where it is. The average fights are... I don't know. They're kind of tough, but these are not the toughest. The game actually has a lot of tougher gauntlets. But the sub-weapon ones are not that bad. Okay, so... There's... Well, it's a gauntlet. I guess you can imagine what that is. A lot of enemies, you have to kill everything. And then you will be rewarded the spell, the hookshot spell. First phase is this flame mage and these grunts, which I absolutely hate. That was actually a really good fight. Okay, next one we have these jumpers and mages. The jumpers, unfortunately, can throw their boomerangs just like that. It's extremely annoying. And yeah, the camera doesn't really move here, so enemies can actually go slightly off screen, which makes the fight even harder. Okay, third phase has this big guy, which we really have to kill as fast as we can. Okay, nice. Oh yeah, you can ricochet the projectiles as well in this game, and the damage of those will be determined of the attack you shot them, or you use like for example, if I use heavy attack, then that little green orb will do exactly 2 damage as well for the person who hits. That was pretty good. Good Avarice. So yeah, now we're going to get the hookshot spell. The real hookshot spell. And after that, we are going to kill ourselves. Because why not? It's actually faster just to go back to the previously used door by killing ourselves here. And then we're going to acquire the next spell. But just before that, we are going to upgrade our dexterity to 1, which does allow more trickery to happen. Alright, so off to the flame spell. These tricks are rather tough, so hopefully we're gonna get it. So how this works is I'm going to buffer. I think I'm moving. Yeah, I should be fine. Ah, didn't get it. Buffer a roll and then heavy attack after a menu, which forces our character to slide up and eventually use the attack like that. Okay, that was the first one. 2 HP would be fine for the average, but I'm not sure if I can survive it with 1. Well, as long as we actually get that far, that's my main concern. So we have to do it once more here. Buffer the roll and charge. I think I'm moving forward. Yep. Oh, I fell down. Damn. And yeah, you shouldn't be accessing these places from this location. This should be other way around. Alright. If you have any kind of a donation right now, by the way, it would be a good time to read, because this avarice is rather simple, but yeah, go for it.
Alright, we did receive a few donations already. We have a Soul Sword Strike with a $10 donation, kicking us off saying, "Thank you Game Over Cancer and Strider for your efforts to fight against cancer. Good luck, Ahmad." We also have Broken Dylan with a $1 donation saying, "Good luck, Ahmad. P.S. You still owe me lunch." Derp.
Thank you, thank you. Alright, so like I said, this average should be easier because this is the first one you actually do, or should do in the game in the first place. The one I did before is much later in the game. I say that now, but I'm close to dying here, by the way. It might happen. This is, even though I said it's easy, you know, anything can happen. Ooh, that was so close. That bat almost got me. Okay. That's good. I made that look a bit more dangerous than it actually is. Alright, so that allows us to get the flame spell. There is one more spell you can acquire in the game, but let that be a mystery to all of us, because we don't need it. If I would be playing the no major category, you would need it, but not required in the route we're taking here. Alright, that's the first set of tricks done. And now we're going to kill ourselves again. Quick death. And we are heading over to the land and realm of the Castle Lockstone. That's why we obviously unlocked the door already, so we can come back here. This is a very... I shouldn't use the word boring section, but there's really not much going on. So once again, if you have anything you will want to say right now, go ahead. Nothing? That's okay. Alright. But yeah, the whole idea of Castle Lockstone is to light up these 4 torches, and then a massive bird gauge will appear in the middle of it, and we will use that to head out towards Watchtowers, which happens to be I would say the hardest section in this entire run, because there's a lot of potential for soft locking, and quite frankly, if I don't soft lock in this run, that's going to be a slight miracle. Okay. That's number 2. 2 more to go. Just going to use hook to get over these. Then, yay, we got the jump that has been giving me the biggest amount of trouble. You can skip the little section by jumping over. Alright, and then another arc over the wall there, or across the wall rather. And across that gate, we don't need any further keys to progress. We can just go through walls, because walls are only suggestions. There we go. Good zoomy. Okay, that's number 3. One more. And we are allowed to go up. Not quite yet to the Watchtowers, but soon. I don't want to spoil the entire lore for people who have not played this game, because you absolutely should. This is a great casual game and speed game at the same time, so definitely give this a go. And there's going to be some spooky sales happening soon either way. Or autumn sales, whatever. Even winter sales, Christmas sales. So definitely keep this game. Or rather, think about purchasing it. It's awesome. Let's go. So now we have all the torches lit. which do allow us to go up to the camp of the crows. But I'll leave that without further explanation, otherwise I will start spoiling things. The good thing about this run, at least this particular route, is that it really doesn't spoil much of the game. Yes, you will see the bosses, but that's about it. We're skipping so much of the game, and the content is... There's so much of it. There's a lot of it. Okay. Little quiet section here before the real pain begins. Oops. Calm before the storm. So, there's this random crows here. We skipped the dialogue. You didn't see anything. You don't know who these are. But you will be surprised when you actually do know who they are. It has a really deep lore. Alright. To the watchtowers. Everyone's favorite section of this entire speedrun. Or the section where things will happen. So if I do soft lock, I will have to just saving, well, not saving it. I have to Alt F4. Okay, that was pretty sketchy, but I got it. That was only 2 first arcs. There's at least 4 more. Yeah. That's a soft lock. We have to redo this. Alt F4 and Death's Door again. This is one of the toughest sections in the game. We'll be back in a second. There we go. Hopefully I will not do that very often, because this can really get out of hand fast. Okay, that's 2. Okay, that's fine. Oh no, I fell down. Oh no. Wait, that was actually not a soft lock because we had the mage there. I quit too fast. Okay, let's try again. Not an easy section. Oh boy. Hopefully we're not going to spend the entire evening here, but... We can do it. We can do it, I believe. So the reason why it's a soft lock, because obviously the game thinks you should be hitting something. A ground after the roll. But since the roll is active and you're attacking down, you're just stuck. Okay. I don't know how I failed this. This should be one of the easy ones. Okay. And then one more, which is the longest. Okay. We made it, guys. Pretty bad, but acceptable. Oh, that guy hates me. It's okay, I hate him too. We have a mutual friendship here. So yeah, this gauntlet is it's pretty tough. Probably one of the toughest fights in the game. And you can probably tell why. It's not because of the enemies necessarily, it's because of the ice physics. So you kind of have to... If you want to fight on the ice, it's pretty tough, but I guess it's fine otherwise. The ice is just very... As an element, it kills everything. Oh no. I will probably play this safe, now that I think about it. If these guys allows me to play safe, that's a different story. Just one more for that guy. Or two. Nice. Double kill. Alright. That was the toughest section in the game. We're clear, as long as I open the door here. Otherwise we would have to go back all the way. Alright. We finished the toughest place. Hopefully. So, next boss. Called Betty. Or Yeti, or... well, it's Betty. So we want to fight this beautiful girl in a rhythm. Every time I do a roll, I want to do a heavy attack. Which allows me to get some extra damage in. That was actually one of the better fights I ever done. Okay, that completely covers up the watchtower fail I just had there. That was a really, really good Betty. Alright. If you have any donations right now, would be a good time to read.
I most certainly do. We've got $5 from Carter Freak saying, here to donate and bonk, and I'm all out of bonks. Good luck, Ahmad. We got a $10 from Fanto saying, best of luck, Ahmad. The Gotch with $7 saying, hey, Ahmad, Ahmad Batista, Tony Ramos. We love your face, Ahmad Uwu. Glad you're helping GOC. It's a great cause. Keep going, Strizer. And last but not least, Level Up Leo with a $25 donation saying, let's get this started and good luck, Ahmad. Put this money towards the Super Mario RPG Triple Bingo, because that is one of my favorite games. And I will take this opportunity to remind everybody that when you do make a donation, you can put it towards an incentives to allow us to have further runs unlocked. So please look into that, and I will be reaching out to those who donated to see where you want to put your points towards.
Thank you, guys. So that was the main villain of the game, Lord of the Door, or Doors. And he's behind everything that has happened here, as you might imagine. Okay. Without spoiling it too much. Alright, so next in line, we are going to pay a visit to a flooded fortress. Before that, we're going to pay a really fast visit of Overgrown Ruins, which is a pretty awesome looking place, but unfortunately we're not going to spend a lot of time there. Okay, so we're going to just light up this signal fire here and wait for Broken Dylan to come over. That's what I named him. There we go. And Dylan is just... there we go, he's coming back. What a life, just carrying around crows back and forth. So, welcome to Overgrown Ruins. Very pretty forest. Just going to pull up this lever and open up the door. And we are going to do a trick called a camlock here, which freezes up the cam. And then we're going to zoom in out of bounds. Should be fine by now. Okay. We are out of bounds. So the way that works is I'm swapping my sub-weapons back and forth while aiming, and it will force me... Oh, we got an extra cutscene here. Oh boy. But that will freeze the camera in place, and when the camera is frozen, there are objects obviously not fully rest or appearing on the background at all. So you can freely just go through them. And we're going to do the same method soon here. To skip a pretty large portion of this entire flooded fortress. Like... There we go. Alright, so... This is a lot more trickier than the previous one. So first I gotta do a cam lock. Then I'm going to have to do an arc over that little deck. Then... Oh, didn't get it. Okay, let's try again. So basically I'm just using the... abusing the fact that I'm despawning all the objects around. So I'm just kinda remembering where I'm going here. And now I'm despawning stuff again. Okay, we got it. There we go. And that skips a whole huge portion of the entire flooded fortress. One more arc over here, and we are golden. There we go. Second try is good. And now we have to do a little gauntlet here again. This game is just full of them, right? Full of gauntlets. One more mage appearing soon. Oh, that was a pretty fast fight. 2 more jumpers and a couple of more normal grunts appearing soon. The jumpers are the main worry here. Oh, that archer got me there. He got me again. Let's not get to the point where they're actually killing me, okay? That would be slightly embarrassing. Okay. So, now we're done with this section. Believe me, it's a lot longer section than it's I allowed it to be seen. Okay, I'm just going to make a save and quit to refill my health. Next boss. The Frog. If there's a single person in the chat right now who's able to tell me all the titles of this boss, by all means. You can type them in the chat right now. He's a the guy has a lot of titles. Just going to lure him out here. Oops. That's fine. So, normally you would fight him, obviously, on these platforms. But if you want to do a different strategy, then you can actually go underwater and basically rub his knees. Also, apologizes for the game stuttering every time he put his chunky butt down to the ground, because that chunky butt is magical. My computer literally cannot handle it. Every time he smacks it down, my computer just stutters. It happens on every Dead Store streamer. I don't know, he just have a very majestic butt. That's all there is to it. And we're just going to grind him down with our daggers underneath. This is obviously not the intended way to kill him, but he's down. That's the second of the 3. There's one more big orb to be obtained, and that is the Grandma. Yes, we're going to kill a very old Grandma. But the whole point is to reap souls that are way past their due time. That's the whole idea. So don't feel bad about me killing old Grandma. It's her time. Okay, for that we need to have Dex 2. So we can do some extra skips. So we already opened the door to the manor, so let's do this. Hopefully I'm gonna get this. There is a backup in case I start to fail it many times, but we're going to try and skip the key by doing... Oops. Let's try again. Not quite. So I'm basically trying to do the same thing what I did at the very beginning of this run, going underneath the... Oh, almost underneath the floor. It's pretty precise. Oops. A lot easier on keyboard and mouse, by the way. Oh, we got it, but I didn't roll. Damn. Tricky thing to do, especially fast. There we go. Took a couple of tries, but at least I was able to show it off. Okay, that has never happened before. It's all good. I just got stuck between a couple of pots there. It's all good. So this is the furnace area, and we're gonna use these bulls to ride across these pits. Perfect place for some extra zoomies. Look how fast we're going. Woo! Now, the Grandma is... Well, it is... Let me just fall down for a bit, so... I have good rolls. For some reason, you have to do... lose your health. I think I already had it, but just in case. Yeah, lose your health to have better rolls in the game. So, here's Grandma. She has taken the bot guy, the bot head guy. And now we have to save everything and also kill her. What a cruel fate. Open up this door for safety, and then going to do one of the time save, the most biggest time save basically in the entire run is to skip this entire furnace. It's a long section otherwise, but if you manage to pull this off, let's see. Nice! First try! Let's go! That is actually a lot harder than it looks like. Alright, that completely covers up my failures on watchtowers. I am very pleased about that. Very, very hard trick to pull off, and to be frank, I was not expecting to get it on the first try. That's good. Oops. I would be fine with 2 HP against Grandma. Grandma is relatively easy boss fight, but I'm just going to play it like super safe. Marathon save, let's call it like that. And yeah, let's do Mrs. Grandma. Alright. So Grandma loves her pots. as you can probably see, since she's wearing a pot on her head. This fight is, well, not that hard. Just dodge the pots and use the green orbs as your advantage if you can. Now she's going to jump into the pot, because that's what she does. She loves her pots. Okay, I'm just going to charge fully and then she's dead. That's it. That is Grandma. If we have any donations, go ahead.
We most certainly do. Just give me one quick moment here. We got a $5 donation from Ray. Pardon my pronunciation, but Rayeo. Saying, good luck, Ahmad. Remember that Pirate Man is a happy song. We also got a $20 donation from, also, forgive me, but Bass Guy or Bass Guy. Go, dear man, go, go, go. Don't mess with Ahmad or he will finish you off. Kappa.
Thank you for the donations, thank you. Alright, so now we're done with those, the real 3 bosses of the main game, which allows us to use the Death's Door. Yes! The name of the game. For some people, it might come as a big surprise. For most people, it probably isn't going to be a big surprise. But guess! Just take a guess. Who is the character behind... like, what character are we going to find behind Death's Door? Just give me a good guess. It's probably going to be a bit too obvious. But yeah, just to give a little bit of lore of this game. The Lord of the Door actually trapped Death in here. So that's why we're doing the reaping. That's why we are doing the reaping of this world and collecting all the souls, because Death is not doing his own job. So this is it. Hello. Look. It's him. Death. It's gonna be a very long cutscene, you know, talking about the story, yada yada, what happens, but text is going fast, we have no time for this. And this is the toughest boss fight in the game. Some would argue the last boss is harder, but I would say this is by far the boss, like the hardest boss in the game, because not only it's kind of RNG, but you just have to pay attention of the flying little crows around you. Like every time I hit this boss, it will drop like this little crow ghost that will chase me. And you just have to pay attention to a lot of things here, and especially your own attack rhythm. So here we go, the old grey crow. He's going to start off with a jump. Missed a couple of opportunities there. Already got 1 damage here, which is not super ideal. You can use these little crows as your weapons, as like that. And you should use them as your advantage, because they deal so much damage if you manage to ricochet them back against him. Okay. Oh no. Oh god. That's not good. Damn it. Well, that was my bad. It's okay. I was aiming all over the place. Just going to get a slightly more better fight here, hopefully. Okay, so that's a good little pack of pros here. Nice, that was a good hit. It's not really giving a favorable pattern here, though. He's dead. Second try is fine. That's okay. The old crow is dead. Death has been set free. And now the only boss that remains is the Lord himself. First we're going to get one final upgrade here, which is Strength 4 for more damage. We can do that in the middle of the cutscene. And this is the last portion of the game. It starts off with a gauntlet. This entire game is a big gauntlet. So here he is, waiting for us. And before we actually get to the real fight against him, we will have to do some mini fights, I guess you could call these. The main thing, you really don't want to lose any HP here. You can get a free refill just before the last fight, but even still, like this is pretty difficult section to do, since you have to fight him multiple times. Okay, so now we're just going to finger gun and throw all these little bull statues towards us, while we're just basically zooming all across the board. Nice, got even underneath him. There's a skip here you could use in this section, like go to this door earlier and then you can fight this guy in the darkness for a few seconds, which allows you to get some free extra hits. I actually haven't learned about that strat yet, but I will eventually. Okay, that was second. There's two more. Just going to do pretty safe strats here. Oops. Alright. As you can see, I'm always changing to sword instead of using a dagger. Nothing really says that you can't use the dagger, but in general the sword has bigger damage values than the dagger. So you want to use that instead. If you feel comfortable with the attack patterns of the dagger, then yeah, go ahead and use it. I think some people even do. Just a general rule of usually just changing to the sword when the fight starts. This guy is going to roll soon. I don't think we can skip this fight. No, I always fail it. He's I think it was just one shot away actually, so that was pretty close. You can skip that phase if you're just fast enough with your DPS. So this is the last little running section here, and then we're going to face the final boss, which probably doesn't come as a surprise anymore. Lord of the Door, the Lord himself. Okay, and we are back where we began this game. And the time is basically coming up when we get the last hit for the Lord. I will let you know this will take probably quite a bit. Okay, here we go. Last fight. Because I will never die. He opens up the little sauna window there. Charges up his final form. And we're ready to fight. The Last Lord. He can use multiple of different attacks, which are mostly commonly used by other bosses, so it's like another Mega Man boss with different Robot Master attacks. General idea here is to just stay close to him and dodge your attacks. Use the iframes you have when you dodge. Just spam your attacks. Again, light, and heavy attacks in that order. But I usually end up just using light and then dodge. Time is coming up very soon. In fact, time is coming up real soon. Time. Alright. That, ladies and gentlemen, was Death's Door. Had some issues with a couple of soft locks. Kinda predictable, because the Watchtower is such a tough section to go without any soft locks. I can also blame the fact that I'm running this 1 AM, almost 2 AM, but that would be an excuse. We don't like excuses. That was okay. I'm happy about that run. Thank you, GOC, for having me. Thank you guys for donating. And good luck for the rest of the runners. I hope you have a good one. Take care.
And thank you very much, Ahmad. Stay tuned, everybody. We'll be right back with Mini Sabrango with PewDiePie's Legend of the Brofist.